Hello, dear friends, and welcome. It's wonderful to have you join me today as we discuss a topic of immense importance for many of us who are embracing life beyond 65 driving. For many seniors, a driver's license isn't just a piece of plastic. It's a symbol of independence, freedom, and the ability to stay connected with family, friends, and the activities we love. It allows us to run errands, attend appointments, visit loved ones, and explore new places. It's a vital part of maintaining an active and engaged lifestyle. However, just as our bodies change with age, so too do the considerations we need to make when we get behind the wheel. Our vision might not be as sharp, our reaction times might be a little slower, and our physical stamina might have diminished. These are natural parts of aging, and they don't automatically mean we have to hang up our car keys, but they do mean we need to be more aware, more cautious, and more proactive about our driving habits to ensure not only our own safety, but the safety of everyone else on the road. Ignoring certain warning signs or falling into common yet dangerous driving habits can turn that cherished independence into a significant risk. Today, we're going to have a frank and compassionate conversation about 8 common driving mistakes that seniors, especially those 65 and older, should never make. This isn't about discouraging anyone from driving. Far from it. It's about empowering you with knowledge, with practical advice, so you can continue to drive safely and confidently for as long as it is appropriate to do so. We want you to enjoy the freedom driving offers, but to do so with the utmost responsibility and care. So, let's buckle up and explore these crucial points together, because safe driving is a journey we all share. First on our list, and this is absolutely critical, is ignoring physical warning signs and driving anyway. As we age, it's natural for our bodies to send us signals when something isn't quite right. These signals can be subtle or more pronounced, but they are messages we absolutely must heed, especially before getting behind the wheel of a car. I'm talking about things like sudden dizziness or lightheadedness, episodes of blurred vision, unexpected weakness or numbness in your limbs, severe joint pain that restricts movement, or even the side effects of new medications that might cause drowsiness or impair coordination. Imagine Mr. Thompson, a spirited 70-year-old who woke up one morning feeling a bit dizzy. He dismissed it as just a bit of a turn because he had an important appointment to get to. He decided to drive anyway. On the way, a wave of dizziness overcame him, and for a terrifying few seconds he lost control of the car, narrowly avoiding an accident. This scenario is all too common. Forcing yourself to drive when you are not feeling physically up to it is like playing Russian roulette with your safety and the safety of others. If you experience any new or concerning physical symptoms, especially those that could affect your ability to see clearly, react quickly, or maintain control of the vehicle, it is imperative that you do not drive. Instead, call a friend, a family member. Use a taxi or rideshare service or reschedule your plans. Your health and safety and the safety of those around you must always come first. Listen to your body. It's your most reliable guide. Don't let pride or a sense of obligation override its clear warnings. The second mistake we need to address is being unfamiliar with new regulations or neglecting license renewal requirements. Traffic laws and regulations can change over time, and specific rules related to senior drivers can also be updated by local authorities. Furthermore, as we age, there are often different requirements for license renewal, such as more frequent vision tests, medical reports, or even in-person driving assessments in some jurisdictions. For example, in many places, drivers above a certain age may need to submit a medical fitness report from their doctor periodically to maintain their license, or their license might be downgraded from a full license to one with certain restrictions if their abilities have changed. It's crucial for senior drivers to stay informed about these requirements. Ignoring them can lead to serious problems. Driving with an expired license or a license that has been unknowingly suspended or revoked due to failure to meet renewal criteria can result in hefty fines, vehicle impoundment, and even legal trouble if an accident occurs. Imagine Mrs. Davis, who had been driving for 50 years. She wasn't aware that a new regulation in her state required drivers over 75 to submit a vision test report with every renewal. Her license unknowingly lapsed. When she was pulled over for a minor traffic infraction, She was shocked to find out she was driving illegally. This caused her immense stress and inconvenience. So, please, make it a point to check with your local Department of Motor Vehicles or licensing agency about any specific rules or renewal procedures that apply to senior drivers in your area. Keep track of your license expiration date and any required submissions well in advance. Staying compliant is not just about avoiding penalties, it's about ensuring you meet the necessary standards for safe driving. Our third common pitfall is having a haphazard approach to route planning, or a lack thereof. In our younger years, we might have enjoyed the spontaneity of just hopping in the car and going, figuring out the route as we went along. However, as we age, a more planned and thoughtful approach to our driving journeys can significantly enhance safety and reduce stress. Driving in heavy traffic, navigating complex intersections, or finding yourself on unfamiliar, poorly lit roads at night can be challenging and anxiety-provoking for any driver, but especially for seniors whose reaction times might be slower or who might feel more overwhelmed by chaotic conditions. Before you set out, especially for longer trips or journeys to unfamiliar destinations, take a few minutes to plan your route. Modern GPS devices and smartphone apps can be incredibly helpful, but even looking at a traditional map can make a difference. Try to choose routes that are familiar to you whenever possible. Aim to drive during off-peak hours to avoid rush hour congestion. If possible, opt for routes with well-maintained roads, clear signage, and good lighting. If you're going somewhere new, perhaps do a dry run with a family member or friend during a quiet time of day, or at least study the route carefully beforehand. Consider factors like the number of left turns, which can be more challenging, the presence of high-speed highways if you're not comfortable with them, and the availability of safe places to pull over if you need a break. Imagine Mr. Lee, who decided to drive to his grandson's new school during peak afternoon traffic without checking the route. He found himself stuck in gridlock, surrounded by impatient drivers, and feeling increasingly flustered and stressed, which negatively impacted his driving focus. A little bit of pre-trip planning can make your drive calmer, safer, and much more enjoyable. The fourth mistake is a critical one: neglecting regular vehicle checks and maintenance. Our cars are complex machines, and like our bodies, they need regular attention to stay in good working order. For senior drivers whose physical ability to handle a sudden vehicle malfunction might be reduced, ensuring the car is in top condition is paramount. Ignoring routine checks of essential components like brakes, tires, lights, wipers, and fluid levels can lead to dangerous situations on the road. Think about it. Are your brakes as responsive as they should be? Are your tires properly inflated, and do they have enough tread, especially for wet or slippery conditions? Are all your lights, headlights, taillights, brake lights, and turn signals working correctly for visibility? Do your windshield wipers clear the screen effectively in rain or snow? These are not minor details. They are crucial safety features. Regularly scheduled maintenance as recommended by your vehicle's manufacturer should never be skipped. If you notice any unusual noises, vibrations, warning lights on your dashboard, or changes in how your car handles, get it checked by a qualified mechanic immediately. Don't put it off. Imagine Mrs. Patel, who hadn't had her tires checked in a while. On a rainy day, her worn tires lost traction, and she skidded, thankfully only resulting in a minor fender bender. But it could have been much worse. For seniors, the peace of mind that comes from knowing your vehicle is reliable and safe is invaluable. If you're not able to perform these checks yourself, ask a family member, a trusted friend, or your mechanic to help you stay on top of them. A well-maintained car is a safer car. Fifth on our list is a danger that affects drivers of all ages, but can be particularly risky for seniors: fatigued driving or pushing your physical limits. As we get older, our physical stamina naturally decreases, and we may tire more easily. Long drives, especially those undertaken without adequate brakes, can lead to significant fatigue, and driving while fatigued is incredibly dangerous. Some studies suggest it can be as impairing as driving under the influence of alcohol. Fatigue slows reaction time, impairs judgment, reduces concentration, and can even lead to microsleeps, where you momentarily doze off at the wheel, often with catastrophic consequences. Many seniors might feel a pressure to keep up or to complete a journey in a certain time frame, perhaps to reach a destination for a family event. However, challenging your body's limits by driving when you are tired is a recipe for disaster. It's crucial to be honest with yourself about how you are feeling. Plan your trips to include regular rest stops, ideally every couple of hours. Get out of the car, stretch your legs, have a light snack and some water. If you're feeling drowsy, pull over to a safe place and take a short nap if possible, or consider stopping for the night if it's a long journey. Avoid driving during times when you would normally be asleep. Sharing driving duties with another person, if feasible, is also a great strategy. Remember Mr. Evans, who insisted on driving straight through for 8 hours to visit his grandchildren because he didn't want to be late. He arrived exhausted and admitted to nearly nodding off several times. That's a risk no one should take. Your well-being and safety are far more important than sticking to a rigid schedule. Listen to your body's need for rest. The sixth mistake often goes hand in hand with aging. Driving at night, when vision is challenged. Our ability to see clearly in low-light conditions naturally declines as we age. Conditions like cataracts, glaucoma, or macular degeneration, which are more common in older adults, can further impair night vision. Glare from oncoming headlights or streetlights can be more bothersome and can take longer to recover from. Depth perception and the ability to judge distances can also be reduced in the dark. All these factors make night driving significantly more challenging and riskier for seniors. While some seniors may still feel comfortable driving at night, it's essential to be realistic about your visual capabilities. If you find yourself straining to see road signs, having difficulty distinguishing pedestrians or cyclists, or feeling particularly anxious or uncertain when driving after dark, it's a clear sign that you should limit or avoid night driving altogether. If you must drive at night, ensure your car's headlights are clean and properly aligned. Keep your windshield clean, both inside and out, to reduce glare. Drive more slowly than you would during the day, and increase your following distance to give yourself more time to react. Whenever possible, try to schedule your activities and appointments so that you can do your driving during daylight hours. Think of Mrs. Liu, who used to love evening drives but started noticing that oncoming headlights were almost blinding her. She made the wise decision to restrict her driving to daytime, ensuring her safety and peace of mind. This isn't about giving up freedom. It's about adapting wisely to ensure continued safety. Our seventh point concerns a very hazardous practice: driving in special or inclement weather conditions. Rain, snow, ice, fog, or even strong winds can make driving conditions treacherous for anyone, but they pose an even greater challenge for senior drivers. Wet or icy roads significantly reduce tire traction, making it easier to skid or lose control of the vehicle. Fog can drastically reduce visibility, making it hard to see other vehicles, road markings, or hazards. Strong winds can affect vehicle stability, especially for larger vehicles. Seniors may have slower reaction times and may find it more difficult to make the quick, precise steering or braking adjustments needed to maintain control in these adverse conditions. Their ability to judge stopping distances on slippery surfaces might also be compromised. The best advice for senior drivers when faced with special weather conditions is simple. If you don't absolutely have to drive, don't. Postpone your trip if possible. Check the weather forecast before you leave, and if conditions are predicted to be poor, make alternative arrangements. If you do get caught in unexpected bad weather, slow down significantly, increase your following distance dramatically, use your headlights, even in daytime rain or fog, and avoid sudden maneuvers. If conditions become too severe, pull over to a safe location and wait for them to improve. Remember Mr. Harrison, who thought he could manage a short drive in a light snowfall, but his car hit a patch of ice, and he ended up in a ditch. Thankfully, he was unhurt, but it was a stark reminder that challenging Mother Nature behind the wheel, especially as we age, is a risk not worth taking. Safety first, always. And finally, our eighth mistake, and it's a pervasive one in our modern, distraction-filled world: driving while distracted. This is a huge danger for drivers of all ages, but the consequences can be particularly severe for seniors, whose ability to multitask or quickly recover from a moment of inattention might be reduced. Distracted driving encompasses anything that takes your attention away from the primary task of safe driving. This includes using a mobile phone, texting, calling, or even using hands-free devices can still be cognitively distracting. Eating or drinking, adjusting the radio or navigation system, engaging in complex or emotional conversations with passengers, or even just being lost in thought. When your attention is diverted, even for a few seconds, you are essentially driving blind. You might miss seeing a pedestrian, a red light, a slowing vehicle ahead, or a sudden hazard on the road. Reaction times are significantly delayed. For senior drivers, who may already have slightly slower natural reaction times, any additional delay caused by distraction can be the difference between a near miss and a serious collision. It is absolutely crucial to make a commitment to focused driving. Before you start your journey, set your GPS, adjust your mirrors and seat, and put your phone away, perhaps in the glove compartment or on silent mode, out of reach. If you need to make a call or send a text, pull over to a safe location first. If passengers are engaging in distracting conversation, politely ask them to pause until you reach your destination or can stop safely. Imagine Grandma Jean, who was trying to find a piece of candy in her purse while driving and drifted into the next lane. It was a close call that deeply frightened her. The road demands your full attention. Let's give it nothing less. So, there we have it, dear friends. 8 critical driving mistakes that seniors should strive to avoid: ignoring physical warning signs, being unaware of new regulations, haphazard route planning, neglecting vehicle checks, fatigued driving, challenging night vision, driving in special weather, and driving while distracted. If any of these points have resonated with you, or if you've perhaps recognized a habit you'd like to change, please know that this awareness is the first and most important step. If you found this discussion valuable, please do click the like button. It helps spread this vital information. And if you're not already a subscriber, we'd be honored to have you join our community for more insights on living well and safely in our senior years. The goal here is not to instill fear, but to foster a culture of proactive safety and responsible driving. Continuing to drive as a senior is a privilege, and with that privilege comes the responsibility to be as safe and conscientious as possible.